Have you ever noticed those people who seem completely uncheckable, no matter what's happening around them? You know, the ones their world might be falling apart, alarms blaring, everyone else in a full-blown panic, and yet, they just sip their coffee like it's another Tuesday morning. But here's the thing, not all calm is created equal. Calmness comes in many different forms, shaped by our life experiences, our struggles, and the very way our minds work. Some people are just pretending to be calm. Others have weathered so many storms that they've emerged quiet but incredibly strong. Some meticulously strategize every move in advance, anticipating chaos before it even arrives. And then, there's the rarest type of all, those who simply flow with life, completely and utterly at peace. Today, we're going to dive deep into these four types of calm. By the end of this video, you won't just be able to recognize them in others, but you might also discover which one you are. First up, we have the calm pretender. On the outside, this person is the picture of composure. Cool, collected, perfectly put together, but on the inside, it's a completely different story. It's total chaos. Imagine their mind racing like a furious thunderstorm. Every single thought is a crisis meeting, a frantic scramble, even while the world only sees a placid smile. Picture a job interview. The interviewer leans in and asks that classic question, "So, tell me about yourself." Inside the pretender's mind, a siren is going off. Who even am I right now? What did they want me to say? This is a disaster. But on the outside, they simply nod, smile calmly, and say, "Well, I'm very passionate about teamwork and collaborative environments." This type is powerful because they have absolutely mastered their calm facade. Psychologists call this surface acting, the incredible skill of appearing serene while your mind is paddling furiously just to stay afloat, like a duck that looks graceful on the water, but is kicking like crazy underneath. But here's the catch, that facade eventually cracks. It doesn't always happen in a big, dramatic explosion. Sometimes, it's just a small, quiet phrase, whispered under their breath. "I'm fine." That tiny, two-word sentence can carry the weight of entire storms, a universe of emotions suppressed for far too long. Let me tell you about Sarah. She's a project manager who smiles her way through an incredibly tense client meeting. She handles every objection with grace, nods reassuringly, and keeps the peace. But later, alone in the office bathroom, the mask comes off. She bursts into tears, completely exhausted from the sheer effort of holding it all together. The calm pretender survives by masking their true emotions. They are constantly aware, constantly alert, and sometimes the weight of pretending becomes almost unbearable. But there is a path forward. The growth path for a pretender is to learn to share small truths, to express tiny vulnerabilities each day. It's not about revealing everything all at once, but about slowly letting people in. Over time, that carefully constructed facade can transform into genuine, authentic calm. Next, we meet the weathered survivor. This type of calm doesn't come from pretending. It comes from raw, unfiltered experience. It's forged in the fires of storms they've endured, losses they've felt, and pain they've survived. They've already cried all their tears, faced devastating failures, and endured crushing heartbreak. And now, very little in this world can shock them. Their calm is like a suit of quiet armor. It's protective and incredibly strong, but sometimes it's heavy with a lingering sadness. Life threw its worst at them, and they learned to absorb the blows. Now, when chaos erupts, they don't panic. They respond with a steady sigh and a quiet thought. "I've seen worse." Consider David. He lost his business, struggled with difficult family issues, and faced one setback after another. And yet, every morning, he wakes up, sips his coffee, and tackles the day with a measured, uncheckable calm. Survivors like David know what real chaos feels like. They don't chase drama or get caught up in petty conflicts, because they've learned firsthand the pain it brings. Their growth path is about learning to embrace new challenges again. It's about allowing themselves to feel the full spectrum of emotions, not just the quiet resilience, but joy, excitement, and even a little bit of healthy fear. Their calm will remain, but it will be combined with a newfound wisdom and a lighter spirit. Third on our list is the overthinker strategist. These are the minds that are always running, always calculating, always 3 steps ahead of everyone else. They anticipate every potential disaster before it even has a chance to happen. A group project is starting to go wrong. They've already got a plan B, a plan C, and an emergency escape route mapped out in their head. They appear calm because, in their minds, they are prepared for everything. Their sense of peace comes from a feeling of control, from foresight, and from calculated, strategic thinking. Think of Emily, an event coordinator. Her team is panicking over a last-minute venue change that threatens to derail a huge conference. But Emily remains completely unfazed. She calmly pulls out her contingency plans, lays out multiple solutions, and ensures the event runs smoothly without a single guest ever knowing there was a problem. But there's a dark side to this. Sometimes, their constant overthinking isolates them. Trusting other people can feel incredibly risky when you are used to anticipating every single problem and planning for every worst-case scenario. The growth path for the strategist is to practice letting go. It's about learning to accept a little bit of unpredictability and understanding that sometimes, chaos isn't a problem to be solved, but an opportunity in disguise. It's learning to laugh when the balloons fly away unexpectedly, instead of calculating their trajectory. And finally, we have the flow soul. This is the rarest and perhaps most sought-after type of calm. They are not pretending, they are not strategizing, and they are not just surviving. They are simply at peace with the world as it is. They don't waste precious energy fighting against reality. A flight gets delayed for 3 hours. Cool. More time to find some good snacks. Meet Leo. He travels the world, embracing delays, changes, and unexpected surprises with a smile. He always finds a sense of calm and wonder in every situation, no matter how inconvenient it might seem to others. The secret of the flow soul is something called radical acceptance. They see stressful events as neutral information and focus their energy on adapting to the situation instead of resisting it. Their growth path isn't so much about changing themselves, but about sharing their calm with others. It's about teaching by example and showing the people around them that peace is possible, even in the middle of a storm. They can lead by doing, inspiring others to find their own flow. Now, it's important to remember that most of us are a blend of these types. You might be a pretender at work but a survivor in your personal life. A calm pretender can learn to be more strategic. A weathered survivor can practice finding their flow. An overthinker can learn to relax, and a flow soul can learn the value of a good plan. The key is to recognize your own patterns and consciously work to evolve your calm. True calm isn't the absence of chaos, it's how you choose to respond to it. Even if you start out by pretending to be calm, with practice and intention, that facade can become genuine. So, take a moment and notice your reactions. When things get tough, are you pretending, surviving quietly, strategizing, or flowing? Here are some quick, practical tips. If you're a pretender, try sharing one small, true feeling each day. If you're a survivor, dare to embrace a new, small challenge. If you're a strategist, consciously allow one thing to be unpredictable. And if you're a flow soul, find a way to inspire one person with your piece. A simple daily practice can make all the difference. Just pause, take a deep breath, reflect on the situation, and then choose how you want to respond. Small steps like this build real, lasting calm. Life will always be chaotic. You don't have to fight every storm. You get to choose your calm. You get to evolve it. So, which calm type are you today? Let me know in the comments below. And if this resonated with you, tag a friend who needs to hear this, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Calm is a skill, not just a feeling. Even if you start small, one day, you'll find it has become a real and powerful part of who you are. Stay mindful, stay aware, and keep growing. Storms will pass, your calm will remain. Let me know in the comments which type you think you are. I'd love to read your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more about human nature, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next one. Until next time, stay curious and be well.